Great jump!
And everything is tight and it's not going to drop off when you go out the start gate.
And it just major pain.
Injured at all?
No, I'm fine. I can feel the blood running down my arm, but
not a very pleasant feeling.
It goes away in a week.
I think I'm just going to say good luck and get out of the way.
You want twins?
You want twins?
Yeah.
Oh, right. It's 5 o'clock, it's Friday and it's time for Track Wars 2. Welcome to Senneleys Park in Birmingham for round 4 of Track Wars, and the sun is shining again. And Andy, the track is great, we know, but this bridge is something else.
Yeah, it's quite a big bridge, it's very steep, and of course as well as the bridge and the triple whoops over there, which have been causing problems, the track is very, very tight. The corners are awesome. All the action is going to be in the corners today.
So today's track is built rather for style rather than speed.
That's right, it's a very tight track. The power riders will have a bit more of a job to make the mains.
Okay, lots of money at stake again for the pros today, but in the team championship, Rally doing well.
That's right, yeah, Rally are in third now with 55 points, so that's a turn up for the books. That's
right then,
good.
hello, who's this?
Come on, guys, let's hit for the action.
Strange person.
Yes, you can say that again. Strange person. Let's get on with it anyway, and it's over to you, Dave.
Thanks, Mick. Afternoon all. Yes, pro semi-final number 1. The two British boys, John Lee and Mark White, on the outside in 7 and 8. Hello, look out, here he comes again.
Come on, guys, let's get with the action.
You can't keep him away, can you? I was going to say, I guess the big question this afternoon is whether Nelson Chanady, last year's winner, can make it through to his first pro mains of this year's event. We shall see.
Riders ready, bailers ready, go!
And Nelson Chanady gets a really good gate. He's going to get the whole shot going into this first big whoops. It's Nelson Chanady being close pressed by Gary Ellis and Scott Clark, with Brian Patterson in 4th place. Into this steep berm now, coming into the bridge. Richie Anderson bringing up the tail, but it's still Nelson Chanady, Scott Clark, Gary Ellis, Brian Patterson in 4th place. The two British boys, sad to say, are nowhere at this moment. Nelson Chanady, a really commanding lead now, going into the camelback, over that, no problem. Scott Clark, Gary Ellis, still Brian Patterson in 4th spot. Chanady wins it, yes he does. Clark, Ellis and Richie Anderson just gets up on the line to take it from Brian Patterson.
Nelson has hit that jinx, he's done the semi-final well done, what a good race.
Thanks, I just don't believe it.
And I don't think he's the only one. See how Brian Patterson here gets taken just before the line by Richie Anderson. There he goes. Certain agony of defeat there, I reckon. Well, no Brit from the first semi, but with 4 in the next, we must surely get at least 1 through to the main.
Yeah, fingers crossed, Mick. We've got 4 of our big guns going, but that's Tommy Brackens, last week's runner-up, Team GT. Alongside him, Tim March from the UK, Eddie King, Team Diamondback. And we come to Sid Salisbury, another of the home lads. Stu Thompson, Mr. BMX. Our own Andy Ruffle in the Team Riley strip, and alongside him, Geth Shooter, who won the very first pro mains of the series. And then Harry Leary, Diamondback. All right then, 8 good men and true, ready for the off.
It's time then! Riders ready, bailers ready, go!
And as you'd expect, it's none other than Tommy Brackens from America getting another really blistering gate there. He gets the whole shot going into the whoops from Harry Leary, Team Diamondback, in 2nd spot, into this really steep berm now. Oh, that's disaster for Andy Ruffle and the British boys. 3 of them wiped out there, back on their bikes, but right out of this race. Tommy Brackens, Harry Leary, this is going to be an American 1, 2, 3, 4, unless Sid Salisbury can do something remarkable. I don't think he's going to, though. It's Tommy Brackens, Harry Leary, Eddie King, and in 4th spot, it's Stu Thompson with Sid Salisbury in 5th place. Well, disaster, as we can see now, for Andy Ruffle. He was lying in 4th spot. He came a blitzer, there you go, off that steep berm, and blocked Geth Shooter and Tim March. Disaster for the Brits.
Anything to say about that track now? It's changed slightly. What, you know, any difference?
It's no different, just slippery. It's been slippery all day.
Yeah, but you come out there like a bullet, and you was over that first jump really well.
Somebody beat me out the gate on the outside, but luckily I had the inside position.
Right, so Tommy Bracken's the man in form at the moment, going home first, and it looks like it's going to be an All-American final.
Yes, very disappointing, but these fast tracks have really shown us how good the Yanks are.
But I've got no doubt that Andy and the rest of the Brits will come again. This is the 14's main. No Yanks in this, but we do have Wayne Llewellyn, the reigning British and European champion.
Right, there's been 3 finals in this 14-year-old group, and Wayne Llewellyn's won 2 and come 3rd once, so that's quite an impressive record so far.
Yeah, well, you know, I hope to win them all, but on this gate, you know, I can't get a very good start today.
Right, well, there's someone behind you who's...
I can take this guy. He's nothing.
Get away, you're too
Oh, he's too old anyway. Let's get on with the race.
Mike Miranda once again explaining how to win friends and influence people. But meanwhile, we're back with the 14's main. And it's Wayne Llewellyn, lane 1, going for his 3rd win in 4 races.
Time then! Riders ready, paddlers ready, go!
And a good gate by, well, 7 of the 8, because Simon Hayes has lost his pedals. He's out of it. And it's Andy Welsh rising first. He gets the whole shot. Andy Welsh from Dean Ideals, Steve Bell and Paul Clarkson vying for 3rd and 4th spot. Wayne Llewellyn bringing up the tail. That was Paul Clarkson coming a blitzer, coming off that steep berm. He's out of it, but still Andy Welsh from Dean Ideals. Wayne Llewellyn now in 4th spot. Magnificent going over that whoops. Keplow gets into 3rd, and he takes Dean Ideals now. This is awesome riding from the British and European champion Wayne Llewellyn. And can he take? Yes, he does get into the lead there, and he's surprised Andy Welsh. Andy Welsh loses his pedals, loses 2nd spot as well. Dean Ideals 2nd, Welsh 3rd, Bell 4th.
Come here, Wayne. That was very impressive riding from someone who said he didn't fancy himself out of that gate. That was very impressive.
Yeah, well, I hit the gate and wheel span on it. I was last down there, took a quite good line round there, and then I overtook Dean Ideals over there, and then I was behind Andy Welsh and he rode him. I went on the outside, jumped him. Good race.
So that's, I mean, one of our tips, I think, in the last series when you're taking the jumps and the whoops is that, you know, the least time you're in the air, the more time you know you're going to be pedaling and getting the speed.
Try, well, on these whoops, it's better to try and dip your back wheel and then bring it back out. And try and land with your brake on. Otherwise, when you're going fast, you're just going to hit the barrier or something. If you land with your brake on, you can turn and come in there.
Well, that's another 8 points in the bag for the Amoco team. Well done, Wayne, yet again.
So they've extended their lead in the team championship. Let's see what happens in the next main.
Well, riding for Amoco, looking to retain their lead, is David Morris. Also in the lineup, John Gorn. He won last week.
OK, let's talk to Lee Alexander. Now, Lee, you're riding in Hutch Strip, but you're on a Ivor Clark racing frame. What's all that about?
Yeah, it's just really because I was an independent rider, see, and Hutch just drafted me in to race for them.
Oh, I see. So you don't actually ride for Hutch full-time?
No, not full-time, no.
OK, now, you're going to do the business for him today?
I hope so. I'm going to try. I'm going to go for it.
Well, we wish you luck.
Cheers, thanks.
Yeah, good luck important, but even more so a good line on this really tight track at Senneleys Park. The 15's main men.
Paddlers ready, go!
And it's Tom Lynch. He gets the best gate going into this first whoops. He'll get the whole shot. It's Tom Lynch from John Gorn, Kevin Hayes, Lee Alexander now vying for 2nd spot, but it's still Tom Lynch first going into this berm. Lee Alexander comes a blitzer. He blocks almost everyone in the field. That's left Tom Lynch absolutely clear of the field now. Who's 2nd and 3rd coming off the bridge? It's David Morris 2nd, Mark Knock 3rd, Greg Mason 4th, and that, I think, is the order in which they're going to finish. The rest of the field, nowhere. Lynch is going to win this. Lynch wins. Morris 2nd, Knock 3rd, Mason 4th.
You got the whole shot there and you didn't look back.
Yeah.
Tom Lynch, another victory, I think. How many is that now?
3.
3 out of 4. Well done, and 8 points for the hot shot team. Did you hear that? There was a smash behind you on this rather high berm.
Yeah, I could hear the brakes clanging a little bit. I just tried my best.
But you were well. I mean, you were well out in front, and so it wouldn't really have affected you at that point.
Nah.
Well, that berm is really causing some pizza elbows, and I found that out for sure. But Tom Lynch was well clear of all that carnage and has taken the hot shot from 4th to 2nd. Over to you, Mick, and get back to work.
Oh, well, it's time for the girls again. They're up on that start hill and they are looking mean. I think Sarah Jane Nichols is possibly my tip, but then again, who else can I pick? Here they go, the girls.
Riders ready, balance ready, go!
And surprise, surprise, it's Sarah Jane Nichols who gets the best gate of the girls, and Sarah Jane gets the whole shot going into this first whoop. Sarah Jane Nichols, oh boy, Donna Duffy's going to have some bruises in the morning. It's still Sarah Jane Nichols though, going for a 4th win out of 4. Rachel Holmes 2nd, Alison Diagoudis 3rd, and Karen Murphy now edged out of 4th spot by Keely Mulkerrin's team Amoco. Still Sarah Jane Nichols. I think we're going to handicap her next week, take a back wheel off. Sarah Jane Nichols going over the camelback, a long, long lead ahead of Rachel Holmes, Alison Diagoudis, Keely Mulkerrin's, and that's the order they finish in then. Sarah Jane's 4th win out of 4. Join us.
So this is it, the last of the freestyle quarterfinals. Today you'll see who'll go forward to the semis. Battling for possible places are Terry Jenkins from the UK and Dave Breed from the States. An incredible set of marks for Ron Wilkerson, and he's certainly in the semis. With him are the great Eddie Fiola, Brian Blyther and our own Neil Ruffle. That's absolutely wicked for him to get this far in the freestyle competition.
Yes, Neil's really ruffled them. Well, someone's got to fly the flag today.
And from flying the flag to flying back on the track, we got the 16s main for you now. A couple of big names in the lineup, Darren Stock and Steve Biglam. They came 1st and 2nd last week.
Right, Amoco leading the team championship at the moment. With me is David Barmsby. Dave, how many mains have you made so far?
I've made two out of the 3, and I just hope to go for this one.
Right, so all looking good for Amoco. Andy, you know my tipping is so good. I was the only person in the place prepared to back Sarah Jane Nichols to win the girls' race.
Well, that's right. Well, you are a betting man, obviously. OK, well, I've got Ian Mason in lane 1 here. Now, Ian, you're in lane 1. Is that a good omen?
Well, it's fairly good. It's got the inside line, but it could be a bit dodgy over the whoops.
Well, Amoco and Redline are very, very close at the top of the points. Do you think Redline can just swing a victory?
Just about.
OK, we'll wish you all the luck in the world. Go for it.
Cheers.
Time then! Riders ready, batters ready, go!
And it's a good gate by the 8, and it's Darren Stock picking up from where he left off last week. He's going to get the whole shot going to this first whoops. Darren Stock from David Barnsby, and Darren Wood was in 3rd spot, got clipped from behind, taken out of this race. It's Darren Stock, Team Halfords in the lead. David Barnsby, Steve Bigland, Team Amico, Team Rebel vying for 2nd and 3rd spot. Nigel Murphy, Simon Bailey battling it out for 4th and 5th. Darren Stock looks to have this in the bag though for his 2nd win in 2 weeks. Darren Stock, David Barnsby, Steve Bigland. Darren Stock's going to win this all right. Oh, but Barnsby blows it, lets in Bigland. Nigel Murphy snatches 4th.
Right over me tail at the finish, thank you very much. 8 points for Halfords, well done Darren.
Thanks a lot.
Did you get a good gate?
Yeah, I was in gate 8. And if I didn't get a good gate, I had it, so I just went for it.
Right. Any particular bad spots on the track?
Yeah, I didn't like this track. It was too tight for me. I like longer power tracks.
Yeah,
it was all one line in and out.
As we mentioned earlier with Andy, it's more of the sort of like the stylish track more than the power,
yeah,
boys.
Sure. But I got quite a lot of power and it's quite a long straight, so I just managed to get the whole shot. And once I was in the lead, I wasn't going to let anyone take me.
Brilliant.
But Amico are extending their lead.
Debut boy in the Kellogg's this time is Tommy Brackens from the USA, and you're having a real hot season in America so far.
It's great. So far I'm leading the NBL point standings. It's going to be pretty tough this year because everybody's about equal.
Yeah. Is it the first time riding in the UK?
Yes, it is. Last year I went over to Germany for the Holland race, and I doubled over there. So so far it's been pretty good for me over here.
Yeah. Any reactions to some of the British riders? What are your thoughts?
Guys are terrific in mud.
Which helps.
Yeah, fast riders in mud. When it's dry, just about fairly equal, I think, in my point of view.
Right. What do you think is the strongest aspect of your ride?
My riding,
yeah.
Starts and straightaways as well.
What do you get up to when you're not BMX riding?
I just went out and bought Kawasaki 600R Ninja. I've been riding around lately.
All right. Do you see yourself riding motorbikes after BMX bikes?
Well, I just raced motocross back in 76, 77 before I got into bicycle motocross, and I wanted to get back into it, but my parents said, no way.
Right.
No way's out.
Okay, well, good luck in the Kellogg's.
All right, thank you very much.
And I'll come buy you an ice cream then.
All right, thanks a lot.
And while Mick disappears off into the sunset in search of an ice cream, we turn our attention to the Superclass mains. There's the lineup, and we've got 2 big rivals in this, Gary Llewellyn and Craig Schofield, Rally and Amico, and a couple of newcomers too.
Just go for it. Those routes are a bit dodgy.
Right, we got a couple of debut main men coming up now. First of all, Errol McLean, who's, I do believe, getting some last-minute tactics here from Simon. What are you telling him, Simon?
I'm just telling him about the whoops, how to pedal into them, get round there and first, really.
But generally, get out there and go.
Yep.
This is your debut then, and your first main of the series. Getting a bit tense?
Yeah, a bit nervous at the moment.
Yeah, and what team do you ride for?
Hatch.
You're the Hutch man, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see you get out that Hutch. Who's Andy got up the other end of the lineup?
Well, Mick, we've got Anthony Butt here in lane 8, now the dreaded lane 8. A lot of tracks, it causes quite a lot of problems. How do you feel?
Oh, I don't mind, you know. If the guys next to me get a good start, I'll just follow them.
So you don't think it's an unfair advantage?
Well, on some tracks there are.
Okay, now this is your first main of the series. Obviously we know the pros do a hell of a lot of training. Now, do you do much training yourself?
Yeah, I do quite a few training.
Like what?
Just ride on my bike a lot and do some sprinting, stuff like that.
Are you still at school?
Nah.
Okay, well, good luck in the final.
Okay, Andy.
All right then, face masks on, ready for the off.
It's time then! Riders ready, batters ready, go!
Now, are we going to see a continuing battle between Craig Schofield and Gary Llewellyn? I think we are, because it's Gary Llewellyn gets the whole shot going over the whoops from Craig Schofield. Gary Llewellyn now with a good lead going into this tightly banked berm. Oh, trouble, trouble, gone for the 2nd week running. That's going to be worth a second look, but it's left Craig Schofield from Nick Priest, 1st and 2nd. Gary Fenwick, 3rd, Nicky Matthews, 4th. Schofield and Priest, they finished 1 and 2 last week. Looks like it's going to be the same this week. Gary Fenwick holding on to 3rd spot from Nicky Matthews. He came 4th last week. He's going to get 4th this week too. Schofield 1, Priest 2, Fenwick 3, Matthews 4.
Rally first past the post there, but that definitely, to me, looked like a, what they call it, a T-bone?
Well, not quite. It was a very heavy move. What happened, Craig?
Well, as I was coming into the berm, Gary left so much room for me, I just,
Took it.
there's no way of stopping. I had to take the opportunity and see if what happened.
He went for it.
He certainly got it, right in the wrong place as well. Right, one of the most successful riders in the series whacked out of it at that berm. Gary, what happened?
I took the berm a bit too high and he just drifted into me.
No complaints from you though about it?
No.
You'd like to, but you think no?
No, I won't.
That means that Rally have leapt from 4th to 2nd, but I wonder if anyone can catch Amico. Watch next week to find out.
So this hard, dusty track has produced the first All-American Pro main. The UK riders lost out either on that tight berm or were left eating dust. But at least Geoff Shooter's got some consolation.
But I bet he wishes he was in the final, though. That's Eddie King. He's in lane 1. Alongside him, Scott Clark, last week's winner. In lane 3, fast asleep, Richie Anderson, Team Skyway. Lane 4, Stu Thompson, Mr. BMX, Team Huffy. Nelson Chanady making his first pro final of the series. Alongside him, Darth Vader. No, sorry, Harry Leary, Diamondback. Gary Ellis, Team Huffy. And last but not least, Tommy Brackens.
£2,500 riding on this race, 1,000 smackers to the winner. And Andy, there's 8 Americans up there, not one British guy. What happened?
Right. Yep, well, it's the first main of the series where we've had all Americans. Mike's laughing there, but, you know, we tried our hardest, but we didn't get through. Obviously, you know, they like the track, they like the weather, so they went for it.
Well, Hollywood Mike Miranda then, the 8 of your lads up there. Big question is, why aren't you one of the 8?
Well, I don't know. It's my weather, it's my kind of track, my kind of gate. I guess things didn't go my way, though.
Oh, well.
It was really close between Andy and I. We fought all day long, and just in that last moto, he just nipped me at the line, so that's what it came down to.
Well, let's put your neck on the line then now. Give us a winner out of that lot.
Well, the way this gate goes, it's whoever has the inside line really counts. Personally, I'd have to go with either King or Clark.
King or Clark?
King or Clark. I don't want him to hear me.
He doesn't want him to hear King or Clark. Straight from the horse's mouth. Let's see if he is right.
Well, time will tell, Mick. Time will tell. It's the pro final.
Riders ready, balance ready, go!
And it's not King, it's not Clark, it's the king of the gate, Tommy Brackens, who gets the whole shot. Tommy Brackens from Nelson Chanady. The 2 GT boys, 1 and 2, going into this tightly banked berm. Oh, and Scott Clark, he's not going to win this week because he's caught a Broadie, and he's also clipped Richie Anderson as well. Clark and Anderson out of it. It's Brackens, it's Chanady, 1 and 2, Gary Ellis 3rd, and Harry Leary, Diamondback, in 4th spot. But it's Tommy Brackens, he's on course for his 2nd win of the series now. Look at this guy go. Tommy Brackens wins it, Nelson Chanady 2nd, Gary Ellis 3rd, Harry Leary 4th.
GT 1 and 2 in the big final. Tommy Brackens, an amazing performance again. You're sort of like really in form.
Thanks. Been training a lot.
Oh, and it's taken a lot out of you. Nelson Chanady in 2nd place. It's nearly there. Come in.
Much better than before.
And you were really flying out the gate.
Yeah, my starts were good and just a little low on power, but that's great.
So Tommy gets £1,000 and more points. He can buy me an ice cream now. Can he be caught?
Well, the sun's been shining all day and we've had some very, very hot riding on this track. And Andy, the track definitely suiting the Americans now.
Yeah, well, it suited everybody, really, and everybody likes a bit of decent weather. The British rider, I'm disappointed the British riders didn't get through, especially myself, obviously. But I think the next one, you know, hopefully we'll get a couple of riders in there, but, I mean, that's the way BMX racing goes.
Well, we've got 6 variations of this track. We'll have a new one next week. This guy here, Hollywood Mike Miranda, one of the best riders in the world, without doubt, but his tip-in leaves a lot to be desired.
Well, I guess my tips today were about as good as my racing today, but I'll have to do it next week. Next week, Andy.
You bet.
Well, you can join us all here at Senneleys Park, Birmingham, next week, 5 o'clock, Channel 4, for more fabulous BMX riding. See you then.